You're listening to After the Review.
After the review.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is After Review. I'm your host, Peter, and joining me again this week is my man, Matt. What's up, Matt?
Hey, what's up, Pete, man? How's it going? You have a good weekend?
It was okay. I had a nice time cooking up some ribs, but I didn't have a great time watching my football team play, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, it looked like Kirk Cousins was having a tough go at it.
The team is a dumpster fire across the board and everywhere. And you know what? I'm going to live with it. I'm excited for Trevor Lawrence in a Minnesota Vikings uniform. He's the guy. Maybe we can trade Kirk to to San Francisco because Kyle Shanahan wants him, and he hates Jimmy Garoppolo with a passion. So I'm all in for this right here. That's my move.
There you go. It looks like you've given it a little bit of thought, it seems like.
I know we're not going to do it because my team is a bunch of morons and our head coach is dumb. I want to fire my head coach. I want to be bad. I want to trade Kirk Cousins. I want to draft Trevor Lawrence, and all be right with the world. That's
all right. Who do you want for coach with Mike Zimmer going?
Some young offensive guru, because we have a bunch of old guys that don't know how to coach, and it's very blatantly obvious. Because Mike Zimmer says we just need to coach our defense better. Our defense is the worst in football. It's atrocious. They're bad, and he had a clip today, like in his press conference, just like, well, we were built to do time of possession and red zone defense. Well, you can't do both, Mike. How are you supposed to have time of possession if you're built for red zone stops? Like, that means the other team has the ball for 8 minutes and drives down the field, and then you stop them. Okay, so how is the offense supposed to have possession then? It's like so stupid. Teams are averaging 15 plays, 8-minute drives against us. That's the average length of a drive against the Vikings this year. You're not going to do anything against anybody with that. And then the offense panics because they feel like they have to do something. We've scored our opening drive both games, went right down the field and scored. And then the defense gives up a long drive, and then the offense feels panicked. They get stopped, and then it spirals out of control, and Kirk Cousins can't play when he doesn't feel 110% comfortable. So that's my Viking rant for today.
There you go. That was a nice little synopsis for me. I feel like I know everything I need to know now.
Yeah, they are a word not good, as one would say.
You think the secondary is probably the worst part of the football team?
It's awful. I mean, the corners are bad. We knew they were bad, but they're really bad. And I don't know what happened to Anthony Harris. He's trying to get a contract extension, and he looks terrible. I mean, Harrison Smith was fine. He had a pick, but the D-line is terrible too. They don't get any. We've played Aaron Rodgers and Phillip Rivers in back-to-back games, and we have one sack. One.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's not good.
Especially Phillip Rivers.
Yes, it's not good. We get no pressure. We can't stop the run. It's fine. I don't know how we win more than 4 games this year. I honestly don't know how we win 3 games, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Well, about how I feel, Mike Nolan's probably the worst defensive coordinator in football. I even tweeted a guy I listen to pretty frequently on podcasts. He was knocking the hire before the season even started. I didn't know much about him, I'll be honest, but through 2 games, it looks like they can't stop anybody, right? The Cowboys, at least.
No.
Yeah. I mean, and then Joe Thomas looks like a better player than Jalen Smith right now, and with Leighton Vander Esch being out. So I'm right there with you, buddy. Cowboys are very frustrating to watch. Obviously, we gutted out a win yesterday, but
luckily you're playing the most inept franchise maybe in the NFL in the Atlanta Falcons, because Jesus Christ, what in the God's name was that onside kick? What is he doing?
Yeah, and I don't know how you let Dan Quinn back on the plane after that. Up 21, 3 turnovers. That game should have been closed and shut first quarter, but
they were they're the first team to ever lose a game scoring 39 points and not turning the ball over.
Yeah, and that just comes down to coaching then, right?
It's a lot. I mean, the defense phoned it in when they were up 39-26 or whatever they were up. They kind of phoned it in, and they kind of lollygagged, let Dallas go down the field and score. Questionable call on the Michael Gallup catch. I don't know, the butt cheek, that was the ripple. Yeah. I don't know. It was close. It was really close. We talked about that for a solid 5 minutes if he was in or out. But regardless, they had a comfortable lead. The onside kick is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. That ball is not even spinning fast, and they're just watching it. Yeah. Like, what? They're gonna touch it before the 10 yards? No, the Cowboys aren't. They're gonna let it go until it stops.
You can almost see the shock in the Cowboys players. They're just like, oh, okay, like we're just gonna let this happen.
The guy is literally sitting there watching it, and he's like, are they really gonna let me dive on this ball? Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know who 17 is for the Atlanta Falcons, but his ass needs to be cut immediately.
Yeah, I don't know what excuse you can come up with. Like that's like a middle school B team mistake, right?
Yeah, it was so bad.
Yeah,
it wasn't
like
a good onside
football
kick.
Team.
It was not a good onside kick at all.
No,
and it just happened to work, I guess.
Yeah, like if anything, it just looks like it just looked funny, and the players were just like, "What the hell is that?" You know, I don't know.
So bad.
It was a crazy game all around.
Yeah, both. Cowboys. I mean, they saved their season, I guess, because they were about to be 0-3 because they're not beating Seattle this week. I don't think Seattle. We could talk about Seattle, New England, because I know you got to be feeling good about that Seahawks NFC pick right now, because God, they look so good.
Russell just looks like he's ready to have a magical season. I mean, every time he throws a deep ball, it feels like it gets caught for a touchdown, right?
I mean,
he just throws it.
He throws it perfect, and they opened up the offense. Pete actually listened, it feels like, and I don't know. They opened it up. Metcalf's touchdown against Gilmore was the first touchdown Gilmore's given up since 2018.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I don't know how DK Metcalf. I know it's kind of retcon, but like, how is he not a first-round pick? The dude's a freak of nature. I know he was really just
because he was just a workout
guy.
He was just a workout warrior. That's why.
Yeah. I think DK is almost perfect if you think about it for Russell, because Russell he throws that beautiful deep ball. Probably one of the best, if not the best, deep ball thrower the NFL's ever seen. And yeah, I mean, especially going against Stephon Gilmore doing that.
I don't know how they're going to get stopped. Like, I don't know how their people are going to stop them. Now, their defense is pretty bad. They've given up 450 yards in consecutive games, and they're 2-0, but so the offense is rolling. I mean, if you can get that defense figured out just a little bit, I think they're going to be really tough to beat. But, I mean, on the other side of the coin, Cam looked good. Cam carried that team again last night. I don't know how long Cam's going to last is the problem. He's taken...
it's taking a beating.
It feels like it, at least. You know, it's power run here, power run there. You gotta love that the offense is built around Cam, though, and Bill believes in him, at least. I didn't love that last play of the game at the goal line.
No, it seemed very predictable for sure. It was just like I don't know,
Cam versus everybody.
You're giving your best player the ball, right? Obviously, but like, I don't know. I feel like you could have been a little more creative than just a quarterback power.
It feels like they ran that exact play for a touchdown earlier in the game, too. Like the exact same power to the left side. And Seattle was all over that. And it stood no chance. It's not a great play. Yeah.
My man Jamal Adams, dude can lay some wood. He's great in run support, but boy, is he terrible in coverage.
Yeah. And I don't get it. Maybe that gets covered up when you play on the Jets for so long and the whole team is, just terrible.
Bad.
They can throw it against the corners and they won't say, "Oh, you're bad," because they know you just see how good he is in run support. But he's got to work on some things. You're not playing for the Jets anymore, Jamal. You can't hide away and just be the superstar out there. You're gonna get exposed.
Yeah, someone was saying maybe it might help moving him to linebacker, but then you still got to cover tight ends, and I feel like linebacker is not what it was 10 years ago, right?
No, it's not. I mean, it's the hybrid, kind of like a joker position.
Right. But yeah, he's been playing really good though. Besides, obviously the coverage part, I think he's kind of that emotional leader that I think Pete loves to have on defense.
Yeah, just Pete loves his fiery guys out there. And, of course, Bobby Wagner still rolling as good as ever out there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the only team in the NFC that really kind of jumps out to me right now. I mean, maybe the Rams, but I think the Eagles are just bad.
Yeah, you say the Eagles are bad?
Yeah, because the Rams pretty much took care of them, no problem this weekend.
Yeah, Carson Wentz, I don't know what I haven't really.
He's regressed. He has regressed, man. They said he threw 20 inaccurate balls on Sunday. 15 of them came from a no pressure pocket, so completely clean pocket, and he just threw the ball inaccurately. I don't know what that is.
The thing that kind of blows my mind about that is I kind of just go back to when right before he got hurt. Well, I don't even remember what their record was.
They were
Weren't they?
They were like
12
13. They were like 12-2. I think because they lost to the Rams maybe like 12-2, 12-1. I think it was like week 13 or 14. It might have been I think it was week 13 in 2017. So they were like 11-1 going into that game. They were cruising, and he was the MVP of the league.
Yeah, and it feels like he was on fire. The man was on fire. He was destined for greatness, and then because I hate the Eagles being a Cowboys fan, but I enjoy watching good football, and especially from the quarterback position. And it feels like ever since that big injury he had, it's just been mediocre to average play.
And I think it was compounded by the fact that they went on to win the Super Bowl. Like it just that's got to demoralize you as the starting quarterback. Like really, they won the Super Bowl without me.
Yeah,
not like you can see like. Okay, say he gets hurt in the playoffs or the NFC Championship game, and then they got to play one game with the backup. You don't feel as bad, It's like, okay, the team got it done for one game, but Nick Foles carried them into the playoffs, got them the 1 seed, and then finished the job off. And that kind of, I don't know, it feels like it took everything out of Carson Wentz's sails. He's just never been the same guy since then.
Yeah, maybe he just kind of has that monkey on his shoulder where he just feels like he's got to do everything himself, and I got to prove that I can win a Super Bowl too. Maybe that's just playing into how he's playing now, and I don't know. It's pretty unfortunate to watch with a guy so talented play so poorly. So
yeah, it was really bad. But what else? Oh my God, yesterday was an absolute bloodbath in the league. I mean, holy hell! I don't think we've seen a weekend this bad in a long time, and. Again, I'm gonna go on the fact that shortened training camp, no preseason games, and we're trying to play full speed football out here. And guys, you can't do it. Shit. Starts with Saquon, done for the year, ACL. Jimmy G, high ankle sprain. Nick Bosa, done for the year, ACL.
Solomon
Thomas, ACL. Mostert, high ankle sprain, out. Tevin Coleman, out. Drew Lock, AC joint, out 5 to 6 weeks. Cortland Sutton. Yeah, Cortland Sutton torn ACL out. CMC, high ankle sprain. They said 5 to 6 weeks. Who knows? Yeah. Anthony Barr, separated or torn pec, out for the season. Malik Hooker from the Colts, torn Achilles. Jesus.
Vander Esch first week collarbone, but
yes, it was just the bodies.
Blake Jarwin ACL. Blake Jarwin ACL for the Cowboys. ACLs this year.
Yeah. And Marlon Mack ACL week 1 too.
Yeah.
Jesus, it's not good out there in the NFL. Losing bodies. Tyrod Taylor had the weird chest issue in this game. So did you hear about this story?
No, I didn't.
So he hurt his chest. He was during the week, but everyone expected him to play. He was fine, and he got a shot before the game. How you get shot up. And he had this adverse reaction to it, and he couldn't play. And that's what kind of threw Herbert into the fray, and he wasn't ready for it. The Chiefs weren't ready for it. And you know what? He looked pretty good. They almost won that game.
Yeah. He's really talented. And then it was so interesting to see Anthony Lynn say if next week if Tyrod Taylor is 100%, he's starting Tyrod Taylor. I just think that's
I don't know how you could say that.
It's a very interesting move, I would think. I think you would kind of want to build on top of Justin Herbert, maybe keep him in there and see what else he could do. Obviously, the Chiefs didn't game plan for him, more than likely, so it was a little harder for them. So maybe it made Justin Herbert look a bit better. But the dude's got a hose, he's got a cannon, he's a big guy.
he was
smart guy.
22 of 33, 311 yards, touchdown, threw a pick, and the pick was a bad pick late in the game. And I think everybody collectively knew he was going to make a bad mistake late in that game.
Right.
Because that defense is too good. But other than that, he ran for a touchdown also. But I don't know how you say that, especially when Tyrod Taylor was horrible the week before against Cincinnati's defense. And we just saw Cleveland torch up Cincinnati's defense. So I don't get that move.
Yeah, maybe if I was the coach, and obviously I'm not, but you'd want to build on Herbert playing a bad team, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I know I get Tyrod Taylor. He's a great guy. Everyone has glowing reviews about him. He's the first one in, last one out type of guy, and he gets after. He's in the weight room at 5 a.m. I get that, and it's tough as a coach to see a guy grind that hard. But then again, it's the NFL. It's not college. gotta win football games.
I don't know how you don't play Herbert next week. I mean, like you said, they have the Panthers, who have the worst pass defense in football, and they're trying to lose games, it looks like, in Carolina. I don't know. I'd throw them in there. If it's time, it's time. I hate to break it to you.
Speaking of the Panthers, being a terrible team, you got to think that the Panthers and the Giants are up there with each other on the worst football teams in the NFL, right?
No, the Jets. The Jets are worse than the Giants. The Jets are absolutely
there's three
worse.
terrible teams. Yeah.
The Jets, I don't know. The Bengals are pretty bad. I love what I see out of Joe Burrow, though, but the Bengals are
Yeah, me too.
They're bad on the lines and bad on defense.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the Vikings are right up there. They are a dumpster fire right now. There is not a lot.
At least the Vikings got talent, though, right? I feel like the Jets have no one.
Oh, the Jets have no one. Sam Darnold's either running for his life, and then he's throwing and has nobody running behind him. His head coach hates Le'Veon Bell. I don't even think Le'Veon's hurt. It's just he doesn't want to deal with him. I don't.
Yeah.
Man.
Speaking of screwing my fantasy team, thanks a lot, Adam Gase.
Yeah, Adam Gase does not need to be a head coach. I saw this stat. It was like Adam Gase's career as a head coach. He's 30, 29, and 8. That's 30 career wins, 29 double-digit losses, and 8 single-digit losses.
29 double-digit losses?
29 double-digit losses as the head coach for the Dolphins and Jets.
Wow, that's an incredible stat. I did not know that.
Yeah, so he's almost lost by double digits as many games as he's won.
Yeah, so either he's winning or he's literally getting blown out.
Yeah, that's
an incredible stat.
I don't think he's a good coach at all. His play calling is so bad on top of it. He gets the knock because Peyton Manning loved him, big football guy, but that was Peyton Manning's offense. Peyton Manning was running.
Yeah, I would say Peyton Manning's offense and Adam Gase just happened to be those two, and Adam Gase is probably a yes man as well. So.
Yeah, and then Kubiak was the head coach, so it was Kubiak's zone blocking scheme, so it was Kubiak's run game behind Peyton Manning's passing game, and Adam Gase just happened to be, hey, I'm football guy.
Yeah. That's incredible. Yeah, I just don't see how Adam Gase makes it through the season. I don't see how Dan Quinn makes it through the season.
We should have a poll on who's the first coach fired, because it's
God. You know who needs to be up there and he is not? Billy O.
Oh God.
Like my God.
Bob
what are you doing?
He is inept. He is so inept. He's the worst.
Yeah. Yes, dude. Like I was having this conversation, I think, with Bishop about how in the world can you trade away a Hall of Fame wide receiver because, I don't like how he practices.
I don't like how he practices. And he said I couldn't afford to pay him because I had to pay Deshaun. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, who else are you paying? Is there someone else they're paying, and I don't know?
They are paying Dwayne Brown a massiff contract to be an elite left tackle, and he is a dumpster fire. Oh, yes, Tunsil. My bad. Dwayne Brown's in Seattle. Yeah. Yes, yeah. Tunsil. Yes, they're paying Tunsil a ton of money, and Tunsil has been terrible this year.
Yeah. And then you got David Johnson, and
I mean, he's okay.
And then Will Fuller, who can't stay on the field. He's electric, but he's not a number 1. He's a 2. You got Randall Cobb, who's not a 1. He's a 2 or a 3. And,
yeah, Cooks is the same way too. I got Brandon Cooks out there. You
just got a bunch of guys.
It feels like Deshaun is by himself, and then Deshaun makes stupid plays, trying to do too much. He gets hit. He turns the ball over, and their defense is nothing. I mean, nobody fears J.J. Watt anymore at all.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because he was so elite, and just the injuries brought him down. But you're absolutely right. I just don't. There's no one on that team where I'm like, oh my God,
I'm so worried about them. They're bad. I can't wait for the Vikings and the Texans play in 2 weeks, and both teams are going to be 0-3, and that's going to be the dumpster bowl right there. Because I think the Texans got the Steelers next week. There's no chance they beat them.
Oh no. I feel bad for Deshaun because again, it's a guy, really talented in his own right, not necessarily like an elite arm or anything. He's just very electric to watch, and I don't want to see again someone get their talents wasted by an inept coach who thinks he's a GM when really he should just be worrying about coaching. So,
and
you're not Belichick, right?
It's really funny because it's these old coaches that are kind of just stuck in their ways and they don't change anything. I mean, Bill O'Brien's made the playoffs, so is Mike Zimmer, but they feel like the exact same guy, offense, defense. Like, I'm not going to change what I do. What I do works. And every team in the NFL knows what you do, and so they can stop it. and it just comes down to that. It's like you kind of have to make adjustments. Bill Belichick literally changed his entire offense this year. They went from Tom Brady to Cam Newton, and they're running the exact opposite offense essentially.
Yeah, and it's just it's like, dude, you got all these young minds in football, very innovative and like willing to try a bunch of stuff, and it's like you change or you get fired, right? Like Andy Reid's been willing to do that, and it's just shocking to see. It's like, why don't you just be innovative? Like, stop being a hardhead, dude.
And you see Sean McVay, he kind of had to look in the mirror when last year, because all his stuff was working, and then last year it really didn't work, and he's like, I need to get rid of Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley is bad. Yeah. I need to get running backs that can run to the outside, because that's how my offense works, so I can run jet sweeps behind it. And I mean, it's stuff like that, and it's what I hate about the old man football. But I get on the other sense, you get Zach Taylor in Cincinnati, who looks really bad as a head coach too, and he's a young guy that everyone thought was like, oh, maybe he's got the young guy it factor. So it's a double-edged sword. I don't know.
For sure. Speaking of young coaches, though, not necessarily a young guy, Cliff Kingsbury.
You're going out to the desert. I don't know about Cliff. I'm still not sold on Cliff. I don't like their offense whatsoever. I do like Kyler Murray, though. Holy smokes.
Oh, my gosh. Did you see that? You have the Sunday ticket, so I'm sure you did. But I saw it on Twitter because I do not. And it was Kyler Murray. I know I got called back because of a penalty, but that little one-on-one he had with that linebacker, he just made it look like a high school.
Just shook him.
A guy going against a JV guy in practice.
Give him a little shimmy.
Yeah, it's just some people have that elite footwork and just smooth running.
He just
made him look, and it's like, but it's in the NFL. And that's what makes it so shocking. And you're playing against the elite of the elite.
He's got that thing like Russell Wilson has, those baseball guys, where they know how to slide too. So they slide perfectly. They slide for like 7 yards because they're not worried about it. And you don't worry about him getting hurt. He knows he's 5'9". That's probably the only thing that holds back Kyler Murray is you can tell he can't see over linemen some plays. But I was a little surprised. He absolutely put Chase Young on skates. Outran his ass to the corner. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I thought that was going to be an issue for Washington, causing a little bit of havoc up front. But, I mean, I saw the stat. Kyler Murray had 15 runs. He went untouched on 13 of them. So you love to see that.
You can't coach that.
No.
And you can't coach that. That's just elite athleticism and it looks like he's taking so many steps, but he's freaking flying down the field because he's so small. It's just he makes it look so smooth. He's really fun to watch.
He can't be beat, can't be stopped. Yeah. And goddamn, adding DeAndre Hopkins to that offense has totally made it so much easier for him. He is a security blanket of a security blanket to throw to, and that's going to be it. And hey, we even had a Christian Kirk sighting on the game on Sunday.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that insane one-handed catch up down the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, could you ask for a better kind of solid wide receiving core? Larry Fitzgerald, Christian Kirk, and then DeAndre Hopkins, who's elite number 1 wide receiver.
And apparently that tight end was nice too. I saw running down. Man, got a flow going back there. I don't know who that tight end was, big tall white guy, but he was moving. Yeah.
Not your boy Ricky Seals?
No, Ricky Seals is not on that team anymore. Just horrible football player.
Yeah. But yeah, and Kenyon Drake, right? Or is he in Miami?
Yes. No, Kenyon Drake is the running back in Arizona.
Yeah, so it seems like Arizona's got a solid team. I don't really expect anything out of them, and I think they're kind of playing that way too, right?
Yes.
I'm sure they're kind of playing. They don't have the stress. Really, the team that does is the 49ers.
No, the Niners.
They're 1-1.
They're so banged up. But they got the Giants next week. Who knows what the Giants are going to look like?
I mean, kind of early to say, but it looks like NFC West best division in football.
I think that's what people felt like going into the season.
Yeah.
I mean, the Niners are the only fringe team there. Arizona's good, and they're playing Detroit next week too. So Arizona's going to be 3-0. And they're going to be riding high. I mean,
another dumpster fire.
Yes, Detroit is a dumpster fire. They were down 3 points at halftime to Green Bay and lost by 21 because Detroit
because Patricia.
Yeah, but big football guy, Matt Patricia. Yikes.
Big backwards hat guy.
Next week's games are actually a lot of interesting stuff going on next weekend. Like the Rams at the Bills, both 2-0. Very Interesting. Very intrigued by that. Packers Saints. Everybody loves Packers Saints on Sunday night. Chiefs Ravens is the game to watch Monday night. Holy hell. That's the game because Baltimore just does Baltimore things, and I'm really starting to think. I know Colin Cowherd, everyone called him crazy when he said they could go 16-0. They legit look like they could go 16-0.
Yeah, and I wrote here in my notes that, it feels like the Ravens are just on a mission this season.
Yes,
right?
that is a perfect way to put it.
Yeah, like Lamar's just got something to prove, and another guy who a lot of people doubted, me included, right? It felt like he had the arm talent, just not necessarily could he put it together in the NFL. And looks like I think I said this, for our preview a couple weeks ago, that Lamar just like he puts his head down and just grinds, and I think that's what it clearly shows in this season that he's got insane weapons. He's got a great run game, good head coach who's willing to work around him. And
it feels like everything is clicking for them. They can run the ball, they can throw the ball deep, and then you can throw the ball intermittent to tight ends, fullbacks. And it feels like every guy in that team believes in Lamar, so they catch every ball he throws to them. And the guys are making insane catches left and right that you wouldn't even believe. So even when Lamar does throw a bad ball, the guys make the play and cover for his ass. I'm excited to see them against the Chiefs because I really love that comeback from the Chiefs and Mahomes. Do you see that throw Mahomes had to Tyreek Hill?
Yes, dude.
He's not a human.
Yeah, it's crazy that Pat. I wouldn't necessarily maybe say Pat's the best quarterback in the league because I think Russell Wilson is. I think Pat Mahomes is just like he's like a modern day Brett Favre,
but like better. Better.
Yeah, but accurate, right?
Yes.
Like he doesn't turn it over, and like it's just crazy. Like it's the same thing with Russell Wilson. It's just when he throws it, like someone's down there.
It's
someone's gonna catch it.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Like a little flick of the wrist on a dead run, 55, 60 yards, no problem.
Yeah.
Like you're not supposed to be able to do that.
Backyard football.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be able to do that.
Dude, it's incredible to watch, and so it's just I hope the Chiefs. I'd love. Are they supposed? Yeah, that's going to be an insane game. I'm excited to watch that game.
You know who a team I do want to tab on? They lost, but everyone doubts them, and that's Jacksonville Jaguars in Minshew Mania. Gardner Minshew can play quarterback in this league. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, he had that insane throw to bring him back. To. I don't really exactly remember.
Yeah, they tied the game. The game was tied at 30. Tied him up at 30.
Yeah.
He just played. He's just a football guy. That Tennessee went down and kicked the game-winning field goal. But that's back-to-back weeks. They told us that this Jacksonville offense was going to be the worst in football with Minshew, no weapons, no running game whatsoever. Yeah. I mean, Minshew went 30 for 45, 339, 3 touchdowns, had 2 picks. But James Robinson, out of absolutely nowhere, another 100-yard game. They've scored 30 points back-to-back weeks. That's a good offense right there.
Yeah. And they're going to play against the Dolphins, it looks like, next week. So
Thursday night.
A little Florida bash going on.
God,
is Tua even being looked at to start?
I don't think so.
Dolphins.
I really don't think so. Yeah. Not yet. They're waiting on Tua. They're riding Fitzmagic.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame them.
It's just good.
Speaking of dudes just going off, Josh Allen. Just looking incredible this season, the first 2 games.
Puts his head down and runs people over. He does have a fumbling issue, though. He's fumbled a few times.
God.
Sticking his head down. But he's slinging it. Hey, it doesn't hurt when you have Stephon Diggs who's going to bail your ass out.
Yeah. Yep. So, Josh Allen's looking good, looking like the favorite in the NFC East. Maybe, I don't know, the Patriots, after that showing last night.
The Patriots, don't sleep on the Pat. Pats are definitely right there.
No doubt.
So,
but
I like what I'm seeing. I don't know. Tampa Bay got a win. We expected that. Tom Brady's guys need to learn how to catch the football. Like, Jesus, I saw 3 drop balls that were absolute dimes from Brady. And Gronk dropped one of them. What's the little guy? Mills, the little slot guy that he was throwing to week 1. He dropped a touchdown wide open. So, I don't know. Tampa Bay, I want to look at them come November, December. It feels like the NFL is a 3-team race right now. I mean, maybe a couple other teams will emerge, but it just feels so heavily favored.
Yeah, it looks like Chiefs,
Ravens, and then Seattle.
Seattle, and then maybe the Steelers possibly lingering in there a little bit.
Hey, the Steelers almost lost that game to the Giants.
Yeah. I just, man, I don't know. Big Ben, that team's pretty solid defensively for sure.
Yes, that defense is scary. TJ Watt is looking like going to win that Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, that family, whatever they're feeding him, them and the Boses.
They're feeding him Subway in the backyard. Haven't you seen that commercial?
Right. I forgot about that one.
So that maybe Green Bay. I don't know with Green Bay. They played 2 bad teams to start the season.
I agree. And
I don't know.
You know, Broncos are going to be out of it. It looks like because of Drew Lock.
Poor Drew Lock. Sad day.
I think the Cardinals can be interesting. Maybe 49ers. If they
Dude, they're so banged up. I saw they lost 17 starters on Sunday. Like 17 starters left the game due to an injury, and some came back. But I don't know. Hey, fantasy scoop up, Jerick McKinnon. Go get his ass.
Yeah, I need a freaking Riley tried to approach me with he wanted me to trade him Thielen for James Robinson. Considered it.
I'm surprised he didn't try and just trade rape you, because that's all he does.
And then he'll make fun of you for not trading with him.
Yeah, like what, dude? You don't take my trades? Like I'll give you
two pebbles.
I'll give you Mitch Trubisky for Russell Wilson. It's a good trade, man. It's a good trade. It's a good trade. Fair trade. Fair trade.
Hey, that's the only guy keeping me alive in our league right now. He's been balling for me. The rest of I told you I have Mostert and Bell.
Yeah.
Are my running backs. Rip.
Glass. Oops.
Yeah. Yep. Hate to see it.
Just tough. Oh, you do hate to see it. What else? We can touch on some hoops a little bit, I guess. I mean, we have the conference finals going on. AD saved the day for the Lakers last night.
Yeah. Yelled Kobe, too, huh?
Big time. He said you can't lose in those Mamba jerseys. I'm glad. I'm glad AD actually stepped up late in a big spot in the fourth quarter, because he's been dick all year in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it just feels like another team of destiny, right?
Right, after the Clippers blew it.
God, and then did you apparently see Paul George had like this little, hoorah speech after they lost in Game 7? Did you hear about this?
Oh, yeah, because Paul George, of all people, is who I want give me a hoorah speech. Playoff P is real, and he is terrible.
He was saying something ridiculous, like, we just need to commit and blah, blah, blah. Like, we still have the window still open for us next year. And apparently everyone just rolled their eyes at him and got up and left.
Yeah, I can imagine. And then after the game, he also said, like, we didn't feel like it was championship or bust. It's like, what the hell is the point? As a fan, I'm insulted. It should be a championship or bust every year for every team. I mean, I get it realistically, but come on, man. What do you mean you don't feel like you need to win a championship? I don't want that. Just irked me so much. But playoff,
especially a team like that.
Yes,
like that's so obvious. Yeah,
playoff P is real, and he is terrible. Playoff Rondo is real, and he is unstoppable. Because Rondo is hooping for LA too. So getting two polar opposites on that. And then some people are just built for playoffs. Some people aren't. I don't know. It's fact. Big time fact. So I do think the Lakers are going to get there. The East is a little bit interesting with Miami and Boston. I'm rooting so hard for the Heat. Jimmy Butler's on a business trip.
Right.
He's on a business trip, and I'm just going to stick with it. They took the first 2. Boston took back. They got the extra night off now. So we'll see how that plays. God, I don't want to see Boston in the finals.
Honestly, I'll take Miami just because Marcus Smart tried to say he grew up in the hood, but he grew up in Flower Mound where Allie's from. Like, come on now.
Hey, it's the hood.
He said he heard gunshots growing up. Come on, dog.
Yeah, that was people in their backyard.
That's
people in their backyard shooting targets. Those are gunshots he heard.
Yeah, I was going to say Flower Mound's nicer than where I grew up.
Yes, but Marcus Smart. But the only thing that would do is if you get the Celtics in the final, as Nick Wright said, LeBron would sweep them. So LeBron could add that to his pedigree of sweeping a team in the finals, and that's all he cares about.
Yeah. And he'd love it to be the Celtics just so he can make fun of Paul Pierce.
Hey, man, Paul Pierce is an excellent analyst with nothing but great and strong takes. Out there.
Just him and Skip Bayless, elite commentators on sports.
Skip!
Yeah,
gotta get me some Shannon in there. Shannon was roasting his ass so hard. I love this line Shannon gave him when they was trying to defend the Clippers, and he's like, the bubble. It's like, what? Kawhi wasn't in the bubble? Giannis ain't in the bubble? Is Bron in a different bubble? Like, what's going on, Skip? Like, LeBron took care of business. They in the same bubble. What's going on?
Speaking of LeBron taking care of business, he's gonna whoop Bronny's ass.
Oh boy, when I see you, he gonna lay the wood on him.
Someone said, was it Kid Gilchrist or who's the guy that plays from his like little kid was like messing with LeBron? And he said LeBron already forgot about Bronny and got himself a new son.
Yes, it was Michael Kidd. No, it was Contavious Caldwell Pope's kid. Yes. Yeah. And he's like, he got a new son after that one. And then somebody said, like, that ain't his first time. You don't inhale like that. Your first time smoking.
And then there's that video of LeBron playing the Hanukkah, right? And he goes, man, that man Bronny's dead. LeBron gonna kick his ass.
He gonna get him. He gonna hit him with the trophy. He gonna hit him with the Larry O'Brien trophy.
Jeez.
Yikes! I mean, what's up, young kids in social media? Stay off social media. Don't do stupid shit like that.
God. Yeah, man. People are ridiculous, dude. Kids are stupid. Who thought, huh? Who would have thought?
They're stupid, and then they have access to the entire world's information, and you can put anything on permanent internet. Just in the palm of your hands. It's not a great combination for those youngsters.
Nope. Right. Oh, hey, speaking of Riley, you want to just see what he offered me?
Oh, he just sent you a trade offer?
Yeah, he wants Tyreek Hill.
Okay, not just a great player.
For Keenan Allen and Antonio Gibson.
Wow, Riley, just yes.
Elite trade.
The running back that we don't know who does anything for the football team of Washington, and then Keenan Allen, who we don't know who his quarterback is, for the guy who plays on like the number one offensive throwing team who hits home runs every week.
He's trying to play on the fact that I don't have running backs. I respect that. He's not stupid. I'll give him that. But am I that desperate? No, because I would have beat everyone else in the league if I was playing anyone else.
Yes,
with this crappy team.
Yeah.
So we got to stay strong.
Typical. Hey man, I'll give you my fourth string running back for your starting receiver, and that's a balanced
for
trade.
An all-pro wide receiver.
It's a balanced trade because you need the position. Nah, man, that's not gonna fly up in this neighborhood.
Miss me with that, Rod Dog.
Yeah, you want my starting receiver? You gonna send me your starting running back?
Yes, sir.
All right, I think that's gonna do it for us this week. Unless you got anything else you want to hit on.
Watch us on Twitch when we get dubs in COD with the boys. Bad Company.
Oh, yeah. I like the promotion right there. Or Madden when we hit the yard and ball out.
Oh, yeah. We need to hit up the yard. We do.
Need to hit up the yard. So, again, check out the links in the description, and we'll see you all next week.